What's going on, guys? No Guides here. Welcome back to another video. In today's video, we're going to go over how to play the 4-3-1, we're going to go over how to use it effectively, how to use it to the fullest potential. By the way, the link will be in the description for the tactics and instructions if you've not seen that already. So it's going to be on the last video that I updated, and the main thing that we've changed is this striker over here is a false 9 player. That means he's no longer going to be a striker, he's going to drop in midfield, and this is what the key thing is with his formation. Now, the easiest way, you guys like this kind of video, that's why you asked me to make it. You always ask me is how do I go from a defense position to attack position? The easiest way to do it with the 4-2-3-1 is to use the players. Don't forget, this is the 4-2-3-1. As you can see, that's my two CDMs. You got my RAM, my LAM, we got my RAM, my cam, and then we've got the striker. But you see, the striker almost acts as an extra cam. This would be very useful in a final third. When you're building up, the good thing is just you either want to pass the ball to either one of these four players. It's kind of like a 4-striker formation as usual. It's kind of like a 4-4-2 when you're building up. But the most important thing is you pass to one of these players. It's up to you to look in the radar. I advocate the crop cam angle so you can see everything, but look at the radar. When I get the ball one of these players, I don't go forward anymore. See, a lot of players, they pass the ball to Neymar in this instance, to Mane, or they'll keep running down the line. The good thing about having Mane in a false 9, he won't be in front or next to your opponent's defenders. He'll always be open. This is the key with a false 9. This player is going to be open most of the time. So it's kind of like a distraction. So your players normally eye this player. It's your job to do a 1-2. So what I normally like to do is do a 1-2 with Neymar, make a run in behind and do a simple driven pass down the line. That is one of the easiest passes to make. Same, for example, the ball's on this side of the board. Mane, just pass the ball back to Nedved, for example, my lamb, make a run down the line, and you can just make the pass. That's probably one of the easiest ways to get past this formation. You're going to see an example here. Pass ball to Neymar, just focus, just wait, and don't forget, as I said, this Mane card, this guy's an instruction, so even if you can't make this pass, let's say Neymar ends up going offside, you still have Mane free and available. So the key thing is when you're building up, you're always going to have an option. You're not going to be stuck or secluded. There's always going to be someone available. In this case, I do pass the ball to Neymar. As you can see, he runs down the wing and is basically clean free. It ends up missing the chance in the end, but it's just a perfect example. Here another example of building up. So you get the ball with one of my centre backs, and I push the ball up. Now you see, the most important thing with the 4-2-3-1, people don't understand. Now in a 4-2-3-1, just imagine the positions the players are where they're meant to be, right? In a 4-2-3-1, you have your lamb and your ram. Now these guys are actually wingers. You see, the biggest mistake I see people make in a 4-2-3-1 is they play actual cams like Eriksen or Dele Alli in these positions, or De Bruyne. You actually want to use wingers, for example, someone like Neymar. So normally maybe start in a 4-3-3 with the wingers and then change to a 4-2-3-1 in game. So these players act as wingers, right? And the key thing is, as I said with this formation, is you have Mane, who's meant to be a striker, but he's helping in midfield. This is the player that's going to help with your build-up play. This is the reason why I put a false 9 on. It's really good for build-up. Now, the most important thing to do is, with your midfielders, you can pass the ball between them. Kind of like how, how Pep did, kind of how Messi had that free roam play back in the day. But the most important thing is your midfielders. Now, to push a midfielder forward, don't forget, we had long ball before on the cam, so they used to make runs going forward manually. Remember how I said, for example, the long ball makes the players run behind manually? So the way to do it is you press L1. Now what L1 does, L1, it pushes or triggers a player to make a run in behind. So what I'm doing is I'm asking Nedved in this case to make a run going forward. So you just face a player and press L1. You're going to see in a second Nedved starts running. This is the best way to get past. See like this? Because don't forget, a lot of players are using overload the ball side, having a very narrow defense. So just do a simple L1 trigger. As you can see, Neymar puts his hand out. Nedved, puts his hand out, starts making a run, and then he is clean through. So if you ever want to get past your opponent, the most important thing to do is just do a simple L1 trigger. I'm just going to go through again. As you can see again, like, I'm going to slow it down a little bit. I'm going to pause at the exact moment here. Press L1, as you can see, Nedved gets triggered. As you can see, AI does not mark that run. That's the key thing. AI does not mark that run. He has to change that player manually. A simple driven pass down the wing, and you're completely clean through. And then from this example, it's so easy. Don't forget, because Mane is like a false 9, he's going to run from deep. So instead of Mane being here, he's going to run from deep, just alongside with Neymar as well. So it kind of basically confuses your opponent's defense, and they see the runs very last minute. For example, here, do a fake shot stop, go down the wing. Mane does that last minute run inside as a distraction. He goes back to mark Mane in some respect, and that gives you space to basically finish the chance. But again, these are the deep players running in forwards. From attacking position, from like a counter-attack position, it's actually very, very effective. Just want to take a moment to say, if you ever want to get better at FIFA and you do want to support me, I do have access to FIFA School, the cheapest solution on the market. Hours and hours of footage, broken down to a T. I basically explain you how to do a skill move, and then I go over to the in-depth detail showing you and explain to you how to do it in game. If you want to see that, all the videos are available on FIFA School. My Patreon link will be in the description. As I said, full money back guarantee. If you don't like it, it doesn't work for you. No questions asked. So if you do want to support me there, of course, feel free to do so. But without further ado, let's go straight back into the video. By the way, link will be in the description below. So we have another example. People always ask me, what if you're not counter-attacking? How to beat players if you have the ball in the middle of the pitch? This is another typical example. We have the ball over here. Again, the main thing you want to focus on, your two CDMs. These are going to be the playmakers. These are going to be the guys that set things up. But of course, looking at the four striker formation, you know, you got your Lamb and your Ram. You got your Cam, and then you got your other striker on a false 9 position. Now I want you to pay attention just to Mane on this. I just want you to see where Mane is. Do you see Mane? You see how he's always unmarked? Do you see that? Now this is the benefit of having a player on a false 9, because when you get to these situations, your players are behind the ball, therefore it's extremely difficult to mark. I'm just going to show another clip that help basically explain this a bit better. So we have an example, right? We get the ball back with Kante. Now just to give an example, we're in the middle of the pitch. Again, Mane is on false 9. You can see the Cam there, you can see the Ram there, Messi, and Nedved is off the screen, and then you got your striker, Mane. Now because he's in a false 9 position, just look how he's basically unmarked. Just focus on Mane. Now look how much space he always has around him. You see that? You see over here, we won the ball back, counter attack, fine. But you see, he's not backing into his defender. See how much space he has in the middle of the pitch? You see that? He's almost basically unmarked. This is the key thing with a false 9, is that when you have a striker, you know, you're up against your defense, your opponent's parking a bus, extremely hard to get past them. But when you have them in a false 9, they drop into midfield, and this is when you, for example, you get the ball with, for example, Neymar, you do a 1-2 with Mane, and Neymar makes the runner behind, then you feed the ball forward. It's the same thing if I pass the ball with Blanc, my CDM here, to Mane, I can just do a simple 1-2 and I can make the runner behind. The key thing is using this player as like a playmaker. Use him to kind of go off. Someone like Neymar, someone like Messi works extremely well in this example. As you can see, his team of the Mane. As you can see, look, he's always unmarked. Look, he can always receive the ball at any time. You see how much space he has? He's not see how he takes up positions? You see how he's always free? I didn't want to pass you until last minute, but as you can see, look, you see how he's always got space, and then he can pick up the ball in midfield, and then he can do his magic, you see? But the key thing is, if you want to get into this position, you need to be able to find Mane on the pitch. That's the key thing. Always look for your false 9 player, always look for your Cam. He's always going to be there, he's always going to be there to help you. You just have to look for him. Okay, so here we have an example. This is a question I get asked a lot. What if your opponent is parking a bus and you can't get past them? Let's say, for example, here my opponent's parking a bus. As you can see, you can still see the 4-2-3-1 format. As you can see, my two CDMs here. You can also see my Cam, my Lamb, my Ram, my striker. As you can see, the 4-2-3-1. The most important thing, again, is these two centre mids. Now, the key thing is don't rush your play. If there's not a passing option available, just pass around. As I said, Mane is going to be a false 9 player, so he's going to drop away from the defenders. You see that? So this means that when you get the ball to centre mids, you're going to have two direct options, because you see, if your opponent's playing drop back, his line can't push up to match the striker. Therefore, it creates more space for that false 9 play middle. So if you're ever in a situation, and let's say you've got no one to pass to, just pass the ball up and down between your two CDMs. I promise your position will open up. The reason why is, if you focus on my opponent in this case, right, he has to then press me. And if I pass the ball to Kante, this opens up the pass to Mane and to Nedved. You see that? See that? And now see how much options open up? Again, look. See that? Now that all started from a pass. Now at the end of the day, I win the ball and I score a goal. But that's not important. The most important thing is with the centre mids the entire time. So again, here I get the ball with Kante. I pass the ball back to Blanc. So you have a passing option there, also a passing option there. And I maybe could pass the ball to Blanc, then pass the ball to Neymar. The key thing is being patient. I pass the ball again to Kante again. You can see the same thing. Now I've opened up a passing lane for back to Mane. I can also run forward a bit. See how much space I can run forward a bit with the ball and then pass the ball to Neymar. The key thing is being patient in midfield. Be patient, the chance will open up, as you can see. And if the chance don't open up, you can just do a simple 1-2 with your Cam in the end. It doesn't really turn out that way, but I still get the ball in the end and I score. The most important thing is being patient and waiting for the opportunity. So this is a question I get asked a lot. What do you do when you're down the wing? Now, remember I said, for example, I trigger the player to make a run in behind, do a simple fake shot, and I play a Messi down the wing. Now, all you guys always ask this question, what do I do when I'm in this wing position? Well, the key thing here is don't rush. Don't feel that you need the urge to run straight into the box and sweat the ball. Just don't panic. Remember, the way this formation is laid out, you're going to have your two CDMs outside the box. You want to use them as kind of the playmakers in this situation. So hold the ball with Messi. As you can see the format of the formation. You got my Lamb there. Here you got my Cam. You got my Ram over here, and you got my striker on false 9. As you can see, right? Now, the most important thing is, as you can see off the screen, you can see you can see Kante, and you can see Blanc coming off screen. So be patient at the bottom of the screen. Don't rush. A lot of players will just cross the ball in and waste opportunity. Just be patient. Now, as soon as these two players come back into the screen, just go backwards. As you can see, I go back towards the Neymar. Now, the most important thing is, do not be aggressive. If, for example, as you can see, my opponent's playing very deep and he's parking a bus, just be patient. You know, you could pass the ball here. But the most important thing is pass back to these CDMs. Now, the reason why the players in the box at a certain limit is just the way these guys are positioned. So if you ever get down to wing position, just pass the ball back. And then again, just how I show you another example, you can pass the ball around, you know. So just to give you another example, as you can see over here, you get the ball over here with Mane. I could at this point with Mane, when I got the ball over here, I could have done a very simple drag back into the space, and I could have just shot. I could have done like a scoop turn. I could have even passed the ball back. There's so many options. If there's no option available, just pass back to your CDMs again. With Nedved, I analyze the situation. Is there anyone to pass to? No one really to pass to. So again, everyone's marked. I pass back to my CDM. So again, I get the ball with Kante. There's no one really to pass to. I pass the ball to Blanc. Now you see how his player moved from there to there. That in turn created and opened this passing lane. You see that? So the most important thing is, even if you think you're doing needless passes, if you see pro players, it's not needless passes. They're trying to create space. As you can see here, there's no space available, right? As soon as this player moves out of the way, this then gives position for you to pass the ball to Nedved. Then Nedved can just do a shot or do a simple fake shot and create the space. Again, if there's no space, again, pass the ball to Blanc. Now, as you can see, now Mane's in the game. So now I can pass the ball to Mane, and I can pass the ball to Mane, then pass to Nedved, then pass to Neymar. You see how much space is created just by these passes? You see that? And then Mane has the ball. And even at this situation, when you've got the ball with Mane, I could go down to pass to Neymar, and I can go downwards. If I'm ever in doubt, I can always go back. That's the key thing, is be patient. Your opponent's going to be frustrated. He will start to advance towards you. He will start to rush the ball. So again, I get the ball with Mane. This time I see Neymar in a good position. I get the ball with Neymar. See? I go this very simple, do some simple deceptions, do a simple drag back and a simple shot, and it's a very easy goal. But again, this whole goal started with a simple fact is I was being very slow, very diligent in my thought process. See, I got the ball, my opponent is parking the bus. Don't forget, many players when they park the bus, they panic. Once you have the ball outside, they get pinned in their own half, they start panicking. Let them move their players out of position. Don't force your players to make a move. Wait for your opponent to move. You got the ball, your opponent's got to press you, he's going to create more space. He's going to have to change player. He's going to have to change player now. See how he drags that centre-back out of position? And that in turn gave Neymar enough space because that centre-back was no longer over there. He had to push forward. You see that? So just be patient. The chances will come. Just trust me. Be patient. The chances will come. It's up to you to be patient. Wait for the chance to kind of evolve. And it's very, very easy for you from then. I'm just going to show you one final clip. This is the involvement of one of my CDMs. As you can see, both my CDMs off the screen. You can see over there, Kante. So Kante and Blanc are both my CDMs, right? So as you can see over here, we've got Kante. And then we've got Blanc. Now, as I said, they're CDMs. Now, this is the same situation when Messi was down the wing. Just want to give you a different perspective just so you can get a different understanding of the game. Now, as you can see, Messi was down the wing. I passed the ball to my Cam, Neymar. Then I passed the ball, as you can see how Blanc moves a bit forward? Again, now you see, watch, focus. Look from this perspective. You have to look, be patient. So as you can see, I get the ball with Kante, no one to pass the ball to Blanc. See, when you have the ball, you can decide, shall I make the pass or do I pass back to Kante? If there's never a passing option available, just pass it back to Kante. As you can see, the ball with Kante, I then move around, I pass the ball to Mane. As you can see now, Neymar's free. I see Neymar's free. And you see, this all happens, all in turn, is because I'm being patient. So if you're ever in doubt, just go back to CDMs, because I know a lot of you guys are struggling. Don't push forward, be patient, go backwards, wait for the opportunity. I guarantee you, let your opponent move first, don't move your players. Just keep passing around, let your opponent make back gaps. And either way, if your opponent doesn't press you, you're still going to have more time to think on the ball. That's the key, just to be absolutely patient. I just wanted to give you one final thing. This is a right back in my case. This is the right back. Just to give an example, the 4-2-3 to help you depict this a bit better. Here's my striker, here's my Cam, here's my Lamb, and here's my two CDMs, and here's my back four, okay? Messi is off the screen. Now, if you're ever in doubt and your opponent is parking a bus, just switch the ball. A simple lob pass all the way down to the other side, as you can see, for example, like here, with Neymar, there's no one to pass to. I switched the ball all the way to Kyle Walker. You see how much space I have? Then again, what you can do is you can decide to either run with the ball, or what you can do is you can wait for Messi to come in. You can trigger you can trigger Messi to make a run in behind to do a simple through ball. Or let's say Messi dropped deep to about over here next to you. You can pass the ball to Messi, let Messi make the run in behind, and then make the through ball back. To be very patient, always use all the players on your pitch. In this example, I passed the ball upwards. But again, use every single player. If in doubt, just pass around to one of the fullbacks. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed this video. This is just a video for some of you guys asking how to use the 4-3-1. This is just some examples. I know some of you are asking, for example, not defensively but more attacking. What do I do? How do I build up? What do I do when my opponent's parking a bus? Hopefully this give you a better insight. As I said, if you want some more videos and more tutorials, in-depth tutorials, my FIFA School Patreon link is in the description below. Cheapest on the market and the best videos on the market. Hours and hours and hours of footage you can watch at any time. Of course, read more about that yourself. On the link will be in the description, as I said below. Thank you very much for watching, boys. Take it easy. Have the good rest of your weekend league. Fingers crossed we all get a good connection. And I'll catch you guys in my next video. Peace out.